let's dive into this self-tape and have a little watch back. Nice to kind of meet you. I am an Essex girl. I've got a base down south, just about 50 minutes from London Liverpool Street, but I am currently living just outside of Leeds, and I am a stage combat specialist, so I'm more than confident working with a small sword, broadsword, rapier and dagger, knife, and also doing unarmed stage combat. It's a massive passion of mine. I've also recently started ballroom dancing. A few months now, I've been getting my foxtrot and whatnot on. And I do have quite a lot of dance experience. That was a big passion of mine growing up. So although I've not really been trained professionally as a dancer, I do kind of consider myself a dancer and a mover. And I do triathlon, so I'm a cyclist, runner and swimmer. And I also live about 2 minutes from a really good, dirty, old school boxing gym where I've been training about twice, sometimes 3 times a week, the last few weeks since I've got back from my last job, and I've been really, really enjoying that. So safe to say I am a mover and very confident and happy to experiment and collaborate with movement when it comes to characterization. I want to do a lot of yoga as well, so I'm quite used to pulling all sorts of weird and wonderful shapes with my body. Here's some profile for you. I'm not wearing any makeup currently, just so you can see what you'll be working with. And there you have it. And there you have it. So, let's just kind of go from the beginning. First of all, well done me. Very nice indeed. As usual, I kind of like to start with a bit of a compliment and just say it was good. I think it's solid. This sort of thing is weird. It's weird to talk about ourselves, right? We have to be able to talk confidently about ourselves as actors. It's not bragging. It's not being cocky. Unless, of course, you are bragging or being cocky, saying it for these reasons. I think it's really important to remember you've got to just know who you are and be confident in your skin and standing there and saying what you are capable of. And also putting your hands up and saying, I'm not capable of this, right? So we've got to be open and honest about that sort of thing. My initial thought was maybe I could have said less. Let me just move myself over here. I just want to balance the screen a little bit more so you can see my face there and my face here. I did think, maybe I could have said a little bit less actually, because those are a lot of hobbies. But my main hobbies outside of acting are physical ones. I love going for walks. I love dancing, like truly. Ballet is my favourite, but I don't do it as much, hence why I didn't say it. But at the time, this was quite a few months ago now, I was doing weekly ballroom classes and learning that quite quickly. Boxing, again, that was something I was doing 2 to 3 times a week. It's dropped off now. So if I were to get this self-tape through now, I wouldn't mention ballroom. But at the time, I'd just come back off of a job and I'd missed classes, to be completely honest with you. And I really wanted to get stuck in and have some sort of routine and habits with training again. So although I would normally say less is more, because this was such a specialist role that I was going for, I thought, what would I want to know about this person? And usually the kind of role that I was going up for, I do think they usually would get some sort of contortionist in, right? This was for the horror genre. M. Night Shyamalan, please give me a call because I would love to do a horror film. So as well as this tape that I've put up that you've seen, I had to do a physical piece as well. A physical audition which involved laughing, crying, and also movement. Unfortunately, I can't find that tape because I really would love to show you. Nonetheless, this is what I've got. If I were in the casting directors, the directors, the designer, costume, any of the shoes of the people that are watching this tape back and casting this process and thinking, have we got an actor here who can handle or do what we want them to do? I have listed in quite a lot of detail what it is I'm up to. And throughout, you'll notice I'm not just saying this robotically or trying to be like, hi, so yeah, I'm really good at yoga and I really enjoy long walks and I'm not trying to be anyone else here. This is very me. I do weird stuff with my body and I do talk a bit weird and I do gesticulate and I do like to be quite physically engaging and engaged. I'm demonstrating what I'm capable of, but also what I'm like as an individual. And I think that's so, so important. You don't have to be this kind of, safe thing. Be yourself. If yourself is a safe thing, stay like that. Be true to you. Authenticity is something that is lacking in society these days, don't be afraid to experiment with who you are, so that when you get these self-tapes through, you can just, off the cuff riff it. And actually, this didn't take me too long. A take. I think what was annoying was the lighting, because I was doing it in an attic space, so I had some overhead windows, but it was a really cloudy but also a really bright day. So I think it was this was timed when the cloud was just right and covering the sun enough, so I had to kind of time it right. And that was the only frustrating thing I really found about this self-tape, managing the sunshine. This was as well before I had some studio lighting and all the equipment that I needed. You can see I'm using a plain backdrop. I'm using very natural lighting. I like what I'm wearing. It's very me. In fact, I think I've only just recently got rid of that top, which I'm starting to regret because I did wear it quite a lot. It was one of my favourites, but I think because it's approaching winter, I've had a bit of a clear out and just kept all my t-shirts. This is my go-to t-shirt, which, fun fact for you, got a hole in it within 24 hours of me buying it from my nephew's pet dog, Peanut. Yeah, I was about to call it Pickle, but that's not his name. Peanut bit me. I didn't bit me, was playing. We were playing. I love to play with dogs. I'm like, wow. Anywho, so back on topic. So, my brain. What else? No makeup. It's really, really, really important that you are comfortable not wearing makeup, not having your nails done, not having your lashes on. If it is you trying to protect yourself or shield yourself from being vulnerable, this career path is going to be quite tricky for you. And I don't want it to be. I want you to be able to stand there feeling absolutely empowered and amazeballs when you walk into the room or do a self-tape. So they asked for no makeup. I gave them no makeup. I think I might have straightened my hair like the day before or something. I hadn't styled it particularly. I always chuck my hair up like this or push it off my face. My hair often looks a little bit dishevelled, shall we say. Or, since it's been cut, like a big fluffy super cuts. She was so nice though, and I really liked her, and we had a good chat, and we did she checked with me what I wanted, but they're clearly, I think she might have just forgotten halfway through the haircut and chopped, and I was just trying to relax. I didn't pick up on it, but once you've chopped, there's no unchopping, right? Anyway. Overall, I think this is a good example of how to authentically share a little bit of detail about yourself. This is mostly movement focused. I sometimes I know this because it's happened before. Sometimes self-tapes want an entire body shot, which is a whole different kettle of fish. And if they want it in one take, it's so hard to do because not everybody has space where they can stand 10 meters away from their camera. Drives me insane when they ask that, especially for in one take. But hey, what can we do? And I don't think I really have anything else to add on this tape. I think it shows that I don't take myself too seriously, which I don't. And the only thing I maybe would say that I would do differently is perhaps maybe step back a little bit more so they can see a little bit more of my body, which actually leads me on to this final point. I've talked about knowing who you are and standing on your own 2 feet and being confident enough to not wear makeup and all of that sort of thing. They would have seen my physicality in the other self-tape, so that's probably actually why I didn't do it here. But just because you guys are only seeing this, I maybe would have stepped back a little bit more so they could see from my hips up, just so they could see again the top half and what shape and size I am. And it's really important to remember when they do ask for this sort of thing, guys, we all have stuff that we're self-conscious of. When you're an actor, it's really important to start to be able to look at yourself from a place of curiosity and not judgment. Lean in to discovering more about yourself rather than being mean to yourself and criticizing yourself. And for God's sake, comparing yourself is the worst thing you can do. Why do you think I uninstall Instagram for weeks at a time? It isn't real. None of that matters. What matters is you and your superpower and what you can bring to the table. And you're gonna enjoy this career and your life a hell of a lot more if you learn to appreciate what you see in the mirror and what you feel in your heart. Sounds a little bit cheesy, doesn't it? But we love a bit of cheese. I had a camembert the other day. Always stay true to you. That's probably the biggest thing I'm going to give you from this self-tape, actually. And I wasn't going to share this because I was like, well, I'm not doing any acting. But actually, what you are seeing is someone authentically standing in a room, being themselves and talking about themselves in a way that isn't arrogant, that isn't self-deprecating, but is human. And I think that's what I strive to be as an actor, the most human actor that there is, that can do anything and that can really bring truth to everything that they do. Sometimes I've achieved that, sometimes I don't, but here I think I have achieved it. So well done to Pippa. Good job on your self-tape there. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for being here. Let me just pop my, this really makes me happy. Let me just line up my shoulders. Oh my God, it's like pretty much in line. Perfect. Let's leave it there. Bye for now. How do I press stop? Where's stop again?
I'm wearing your t-shirt. It smells like roses after rain.